Hello. Oh my god, it's working. I figured it out. I'm a genius. Technological genius. Thank you for the host, Steven. Yeah, so we had a. I'm so glad it's working now. Jeez. Ha. Alright, so let's summarize what we went through during the stream since it was a little bit laggy. I figured I'd just do a little recap since a lot of people asked for it. And maybe I'll just go a little bit deeper onto my character because I know a lot of people are interested. Alright, so let me talk about what happened today. So we're launching a new show, TBD date, really soon, September, promise. The new show is going to be called Pond and Patreons. We're super excited about it. There's going to be Anna Prosser, Rachel in it. We're Neil as well, Koibu, and we're gonna have Silent Osiris Steven as our dungeon master, and I absolutely love this group. Those are some of my favorite people, end of sentence, but also favorite people to play D&D with, so I'm really, really glad this is gonna be happening, and I absolutely love the format we went for. So the idea is that we each stream of our own channels, so that we can each get our own little chats, and it's going to be real cool because then I can ask you guys for your opinions and we can kind of plot things together. So this is going to be real nice. It's going to be happening about one Saturday per month, and the shows are going to last about 4 hours. And the idea is that there's going to be a storyline that lasts from 1 to like about 3 Saturdays, because we want them to be kind of standalone in a way, so that if somebody hears about it in 3 months, well, it's okay if you missed some of the show. You don't have to catch up to enjoy the show, and I think that's a nice perk to it. But there will still be a little bit of growth in between the shows, because as we announced earlier, we're going to have domains and domain characters that are persistent, and they may grow and evolve over the course of the full campaign. But we'll also have a bunch of like low-level adventurers that will die very often, with a lot of different personalities, and they may, grow throughout this game cycle that I was talking of, like 1 to 3 sessions. But it's going to be like a self-contained narrative loop for that. Everybody's going to have their own domain and house, so you can root for different houses. And as I announced today, my house is going to be the House of Reckoning. And we believe in the end of the world, my friends. Yes, yes. Petrov, the prophet of Teotihuacan, the end of the world as we know it. And I'll repeat what I said earlier a little bit, but so Petrov suffered rejection all of their life. They struggled and found solace in reading books, hoping to find answers there. They learned about magic and divination that way. And one night they had a vision of the end of the world. The world is burning. We're too close to the sun. Rumor says their vision burned their skin and blinded their eye. I still need to figure out how I want to play this character, but I do think my character will lash out at people. I don't think they're going to be very kind. I think only the worthy shall join the burrow. The burrow that was built by Petrov, my character. So the House of Reckoning lives in the burrow. It's an imposing cavern that's located underneath the city. The Reckoners build it with the leadership of Petrov, following their instructions. They are most proud of their sturdiness and their secrecy. Nobody should know where the burrow is. We don't want anybody to know its location. That would be a threat. And within the burrow, we have a thing called a stockpile, and that is the most important thing we have. It aids us in our quest to be ready for the end of the world. Of course, we need to stockpile things. Jeez. Petrov lives with no one in complete solitude. So there are many floors in the burrow. They live on floor -7. Yes, they live on floor -7, so it's 7 levels underneath the earth. And they spend most of their time studying scrying and divination. Um, our house motto is "Who's crazy now?" because we know at some point it's going to be applicable. And yeah, I think my character Petrov is going to be kind of erratic, a little bit cruel. Um, yeah, you know, only the worthy shall live through the end of the world, and Petrov is there to judge you, to know if you're worthy and that you can contribute. Um, I'm still toying with like how to roleplay that character. I was talking to Rachel, and maybe a little bit of whispering could work. I want my character to be a little bit weird, not that likable. I'm thinking of envisioning, kind of Joffrey from Game of Thrones. I also thought of the father from Far Cry 5. And I was also thinking a little bit about Ron from oh my god, I just want to make sure House and Rex? Why am I being like, it's a great show, but I'm like now forgetting its name, even though I love it. Anyway, um, Ron Swanson. So yeah, like Ron doesn't really fit in there, but I think there always is a little place to sneak in some humor. So I'll think about that. So yeah, like I was thinking of also the types of quotes that my character would be saying. Um, I think there's definitely a sense of paranoia here. Um, Let me try the whisper voice. I'm unsure about it. Some will wish to steal what we built together. Some will betray us. We need to protect what we built. I don't know. Like, maybe the whisper is too much, but maybe it's cool. I'm unsure. What do you guys think? I'll still play on the voice. Yeah, you guys like the weird whispery voice? Maybe that works. Or maybe I just save it for when my character speaks to we don't know who. Oh yeah, doing it louder. So I think I'll save it for some side commentary. Uh, Something like that, yeah. But I think there will be some whispering. And I'll try to do it louder. I'll practice whisper voice. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. Um, so yeah, my character Petrov is a master of the arcane arts, concerned with divining the end of the world as we know it, increasing their arcane power, finding lost relics. Petrov is solitary, living in seclusion at floor -7 of the burrow. And only tier -6 reckoners can directly talk to Petrov, as only they can access this floor where the convocations are held and the missions are given. Yeah, so I kind of built a whole system where there's many floor in the burrow, and you have to earn your way down each floor, and then you get new information and you get more perks for living in the burrow. When you start out, it's not as great of a life. And the prophet Petrov lives at -7. The look of Petrov now, because I didn't cover that earlier. Petrov has an ambiguous gender. Their face is covered in cloth. They have a blind eye because they saw the end of the world and it made them blind. At least so the rumor says. They have a withered bodies, very short in terms of height. Very, very short. Like creepily short like a child. They have rags and patches as attire. And to be a little bit more fearsome, they attached horns onto their head. But it's clearly attached. It's not natural horns. It's a human. They're missing a finger, and why that is a secret. People don't really know how it happened. I do. I made it up. I enjoy it. They have a ferret because I needed to represent the ferrets, of course. The ferrets must be present for this character. And what else? There's cockroaches crawling everywhere in the burrow, and we do not kill them. We actually think they're very important and we should respect them because they know how to survive. And having them around is a great way to learn how to survive by mimicking them. So the cockroaches shall be respected and praised. Um, and yeah, what else? So we live in the burrow, we built it together. I won't go into allies, I won't reveal more of the backstory. I did talk about the personality. I will have art that I'll be able to share next time. Super excited about that. I got my character art. Our sigil is the cockroach, because as I said, they're very important to us. So no, the sigil isn't a ferret, because while we appreciate the ferrets and their ability to live in burrows and to be a little bit sneaky, cockroaches are the real heroes here, let's be honest. Our house sigils are green, brown, sand, and bright orange. Because for their divination, Petrov tends to use some weird powdery thing that is orange, and they tend to have some a little bit everywhere. The more you go low in the burrow, the more powdery orange matter there is. So one of our color is some bright, bright orange. That's why I'm wearing my shirt today. So yes, Petrov is the leader of the group. They have visions of the end of the world. The goal of our group is to prepare for Teotihuacan, the end of the world as we know it. We have built the burrow, our one bug out location, but there is an inner debate as to whether we should build other bug out locations in case the end of the world isn't what Petrov predicted. But people get really pissed when you say the end of the world won't be what Petrov said. So there's this big debate as if, like, should we also build a bug out location in the mountain in case the end of the world isn't by the sun, but is instead the water rising? Should we build another bug out location in the forest? So there's a little bit of disagreement as to where we should spend our energy and resources. But so far, Petrov did a really good job at getting everybody to focus on the burrow. And the burrow is glorious, and the burrow is great. Okay? We're hoarding, we're fortifying, we're burrowing, and nobody will get him. And one thing we want to do as a group, besides preparing, is also to prove that it will happen and that there are signs. We believe the system is rigged and that the government knows that it's coming, but they're blinding everybody so that people are not prepared, so that the government can be prepared, so that their people can survive. But that's ridiculous. We know. We know. So we're preparing. So we're very doubtful of the government. We also have a ton of house rules and rituals. I'm just gonna give a couple, and I'll keep some as a surprise. I did a lot of prep for this. So one thing that I think you guys will notice, and I hope my fellow crewmates won't watch this so that they get the surprise. But every character that is applying to the burrow or accepted in the burrow and the House of Reckoning are granted functions and code names based on their first calling. So nobody knows their real names because we don't want to. If we ever get caught, we don't want to leak their identity. So we all create these identities just for the burrow. So that, yeah, if somebody gets caught and they get, I don't know, forced to reveal information, then it doesn't trace back to the original people. It's only the identity that only exists in the burrow. So that's a lot safer. Yes, that is one of our measures of safety. So you'll see that how we create our code names is based on our functions of each character. And that's why Petrov is the prophet, because I just jumbled the letters. And my other characters are the same. Every character will be a jumbled version of their main function. So for example, earlier I was talking about Redre and Grolables. Well, Redre is a herder. Redre. And Grolables is a glass blower. And I kind of make silly names by that. My two other characters that we'll meet in the first episode, their names are, I love them. They're better names. We have a female peddler called Delder. And a mushroom farmer called Mum Churro, based on mushroom. So I'm really excited by that. I already prepared like other names that could be cool. Like if I get a bard, his name would be Brad. What else would be nice? If I get a botanist, I'm gonna have Tina Staub as a character. But yeah, Mum Shuro and Del Derp are some great names. Those are some of my best so far, so I'm excited to keep coming up with those ridiculous code names for my people. We also have a bunch of rituals when you enter the burrow. While we are underground, we are not dirty. We actually fear sickness. Because if we want to survive the end of the world and we're all stuck together, we need to make sure we're clean and we don't spread disease. So every time somebody comes into the burrow, they must cleanse themselves and be decontaminated. Once in the burrow, though, you don't need to clean yourself. We assume that the burrow is clean and the burrow is worthy. Because the contagion comes from the outside, of course. In the burrow, you're fine. So actually, a symbol of a power in the burrow is to be dirty because it means you're not going out of the burrow. And if you're not going out of the burrow, is that you have enough power to stay in the burrow and have other people get what you need for you from the upper levels. Up being bad because you want to be as low as possible. So yeah, everybody should hide their identity when they're in their outside because we believe everybody wants in the burrow. And yeah, we move the stockpile and cleanse it every week because we're even paranoid of our own people. And yeah, the more you go low in the burrow, the more privileges you get. And you should never kill a cockroach. We worship them. Cockroaches are very important. I won't go through every floor now, but there are 7 floors that go from -1 to -7. And on each floor, you have your own privileges and the things you can gain and the knowledge you can learn. So the deeper you go, the more knowledge you get, and the closer you are to being worthy of surviving after the apocalypse. But yeah, I see chat right now. I agree, this is completely insane. I really made it up. To be super transparent, it's inspired a little bit by I would say it's a mix of, well, the cleansing and the diseases I would say are from COVID. I would say there's a little bit of course, I did some research on doomsday prepping. And I also took a little bit of inspiration in Scientology because of the levels of Scientology, which with the knowledge you gain, I thought was really interesting. And would allow me to do some really crazy stuff and also have some a lot of varied characters spawning because I love the idea that sometimes I'll have a character that just starts and they have no knowledge about the burrow and what's inside it and what they gain out of it. So they're kind of dreaming about what it is. And then later you can get characters that are like at level -1 or level -2 or level -5. And they have more and more knowledge of what it actually is. And they heard more about Petrov and stuff like that. So I thought it would give me a really good range for my characters. Because even though Petrov is not nice and hateful, I don't think people know it when they come inside the burrow. I think they just heard of, this savior and this safe place for the end of the world, and they naively think it's a nice place. And then we'll see if it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't want Petrov to be unidimensional. So while I may present that character as mean and childish in the beginning, I I did plan from some character depth and stuff that could touch this character for them to not treat everybody like crap. Uh, but I'm gonna wait until people trigger their soft spot to um, not just be cruel. And I think for the beginning, it's good to have a solid stance on my character. So I don't think this character is gonna be nice. And I'm excited to try a not very nice character. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this show is gonna be real fun. I absolutely love the people whom I'm gonna be playing with. I really hope you tune in. It's gonna start in early September. We're gonna save the VOD somewhere so that you can watch them on one of our YouTube channels. This group is wonderful. And yeah, I love a good evil character. And I hope you guys like the backstory and the part of the world that I created for just my house and for my characters. And I didn't even reveal everything. I got more. I got plenty more. I got 6 pages. I think I went through one. I went really, really deep on this because I got really, really excited. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun group, and I think the theme that I picked, the House of Reckoning, which is about doomsday prepping, I'd like to think that it's a strong theme that can be applied to a lot of different characters and personalities, and they all come for their own reason. Like the one character I was talking about earlier, Red Herder, uh, she got struck by lightning when she was born as a child, and then her herd got struck by lightning recently, just before she left on the adventure to become part of the Burrow, um, because she thinks it's a sign that she got struck twice by lightning. And she's convinced the end of the world is coming, and it's gonna happen through lightning. And now she wants to go hide in the burrow and be worthy. And she's gonna bring along her son, who's a stay-at-home 32-year-old guy who's a glassblower. So I'm gonna roleplay those two characters and their interaction, which one and another. Um, and I don't think they're not evil at all, and that's why I kind of like the range. And then I'll have the other two characters, Del Derp and Mom Churro, which I also linked with each other because I like linking my characters. Um, Mom Churro is a mushroom farmer, as I said. Um, and she's just always looking for a new and better place to grow her mushrooms, really, and heard that the burrow, being underground, and there's a farm there, and there's a lot of people doing underground farming, she figured, wow, I could bring my mushroom there and I would fit right in. I would be able to make better mushrooms if I was in the burrow. And Del Derp, her sister, no, yes, her twin sister. Um, she's more of she's a peddler, so she sells goods. Um, and she really encouraged Mom Shiro to apply, and to bring her along, because she thinks that there will be people out there that will be into the mushrooms of Mom Shiro. So she really wants to distribute the mushrooms and make a little business out of it and become rich. So that's why Del Derp wants to go in the burrow. It's to profit off of her twin sister Mom Churro. And Mom Churro just wanna makes really good mushrooms. She's really into good mushroom. She's a farmer. Mushroom farmer. Mom Churro. And Del Derp. The best names. So yeah, I think my characters will be pretty colorful and nice. But Petrov won't be. But I don't think the early characters will know that Petrov isn't that sweet. Um, they've only heard good things of the burrow. Because the burrow, the House of Reckoning, doesn't appreciate when you say bad things about it. It is a place where you will live through the end of the world. So you should be thankful if you're even allowed to know about the burrow. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say. Do you guys want? I could play something a little bit, but I don't know what you guys want me to play. I can give you options. I won't play for long though. I don't want to do a long stream, but since you guys are already there, I figured, yeah, I hope there will be some romance into the mix as well. Let me do a quick poll. I'm gonna just open up the games I have. I don't want to go too long, so I kind of think that Fall Guys could be good. I know Stardew Valley is gonna get me sucked in and I won't be able to stop, so that's bad. And it's really, really warm right now at my place. I'm kind of dying, which is motivating me to not go too long. Yeah, we got Fall Guys. Is there something else I'd be willing to play? Actually, maybe there's no choice. I think it's Fall Guys for a quick game. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, there's no choice. I lied. I picked. I got you guys. Alright, let me just tag my stream. Sorry about that. Let me just tag my screen to be set on File Guys, because I don't want to lie in the screen description. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited about the campaigns as much as I am. I'm really, really stoked by this cast, by this world, by the burrow. I think I committed quite a bit into trying to make the burrow interesting. And yeah, I'm excited to see everybody showing up today to hear about our incoming show. That's kind of it. Let me open up Fall Guys. I don't know if you guys are gonna get audio. I hope so. By the way, if you're new and you haven't come into my stream before, I really encourage you to join the Discord. Oh no, my bot is not working. Let me restart the bot so that we can get a little link to the Discord, because the Discord is a really lovely place. I absolutely love hanging out with everybody. I'm gonna put spoilers about my character on there so you can learn a lot about the show on Discord. I'll put announcements there. I'm probably gonna brainstorm with people there as to like the next characters I'm gonna do. So I think it's a really cool place.